days breaking down Lane Hutson's game shift by shift from his NHL debut season all the way back to his college days at BU, and found offensive patterns that would have completely changed my development if I had known them earlier. These are strategies I now teach to my clients, and in this video I'll show you exactly how Hudson consistently creates offense, how his instincts work, and how you can start using similar habits in your own game. My name is Xander, and I help AAA, junior, college, and pro players build the offensive habits and decision-making instincts that actually translate to more point production, more ice time, and more attention from higher level scouts. Lane Hutson's mind is not limited by pre-planned choices. He does not think, well, I'm at the blue line, I have 1 to 3 options: shoot, pass, D to D, or dump it in the corner. This type of thinking of 3 options you pick from is a result of many years of coaching, making you simplify your game, smoothing out any bit of creativity and independent thought. Look how Hudson pulls this defender in and attempts a give and go with his teammate. He doesn't get the puck back, but he does find a rebound later in the play. Every movement flows into the next, from one net front chance shot attempt to swinging back on D to playing defense. This fluid motion and willingness to think is what good players have. An offensive defenseman can't be all gas all the time. Forecheckers will destroy you because they can take shorter angles and match your speed. Hudson is a beast at slowing down, drawing coverage to him, and forcing forecheckers to skate the longest distance to him before committing with a move or a pass. The best offensive players control opponents, they don't just react to them. But let's be realistic here. Being completely in control every time is not possible. Like here, Hudson steals the puck and moves laterally across the blue line. For a moment, he's trying to turn the corner, which is a reactive moment of thinking. But this is what separates really good players. Instead of just reacting the opposite way, he lets off the gas slightly, glides, and draws the coverage a little bit more to that side. Hudson lets them catch up before turning and making the pass. He starts reactive, then regains control before escaping. If you've ever noticed your mind gets stuck on options, you are definitely not in control of the situation. If you would have put your head down, gone full speed into this corner with all the Minnesota players collapsing on you, and no matter how many warning signs, you still would have tried to access that space. There's a problem in your mind that will prevent you from dominating at higher levels. I was the type of player that could finish my chances, skate past defenders, and score if the options were clear. But the higher levels I got to, chances looked more like this. Hudson at the blue line, everyone covered, nothing open, and yet he still makes a good play. I would have panicked and dumped it in the corner right away. You see, the best offensive players are always shaping, molding, and poking and prodding the situation. They don't make every chance into an amazing chance, but they have a really good idea of how to improve and upgrade situations even just a little bit. Think of every situation as starting with a letter grade. A breakaway would be your A+ chance, and everything else is your B, C's, D's, and F's. The best players continuously upgrade each situation. Look how Hudson turns this situation into a grade A after started off as probably a D+. The key is to know how much to go for. Here is obviously a very bold play, but a lot of these shots from the point steadily improve. One super specific thing Lane Hudson does on one-on-ones is he changes speeds. He can do this in a few different ways. He can add in extra weight shifts, take routes that are longer, making the defenseman mess up his gap, and this is what happens to the second layer of D here as Hudson gets past the first in the neutral zone. He does this at the point, even in the neutral zone. This creates a head-on defenseman, which are easier to deke than a defenseman who is angling you, skating side by side. The problem players run into is when they use this speed change maneuver when they're already out of space. Speed changes only work if you have realistic options that you can choose from, at least 2 of them. Don't think being in the corner, after going into the zone and being chased down into there, a speed change will save you. If you're a defenseman, you've probably been yelled at to have a tight gap. This usually doesn't mean matching speed exactly the same as the puck carrier, because then you'd never be close enough to actually get the puck away. When you gap up with the puck carrier, you want to be going slightly slower. That way the puck carrier accelerates to you. Lane Hudson skates fast, but he makes sure to stop, change speed, and make sure he's going slightly slower than the defender playing him so he doesn't close the gap on himself too early. Like here, he doesn't have too much space to fake middle to begin with, so he doesn't skate that fast. Coaches will tell you these predetermined robotic plans that you should skate to the middle and shoot it fast right here every single time, but they never teach you when to throw the fake and when to cut to the outside. Coaches will tell you to stay up at the blue line, or worse, they won't tell you anything specific. You'll just never leave the blue line because you're afraid of what will happen. Notice how Hudson moves down, and so does the winger. You standing up high at the blue line actually gives the wingers more time and space in situations because you let them spread out. Moving offensively, as Hudson does, away from the puck moves the defending team's coverage and also impacts how they would break out against you. So many cool fakes down the wing. The best players are always messing with defenders, using deception and different fakes back to back with their eyes on the right things, watching for potential weaknesses to occur. Creativity and consistency is not a game of certainty, meaning you cannot guarantee creativity in a game or consistent chances. What creative and consistent players do is they always push the envelope. This shot ends up being a flimsy shot from the point that's easily saved. If you look at this and say all that work and nothing came of it, you're missing the point. You have to always be attacking, always trying to upgrade, always be shifting, changing speed, and attacking over and over without getting demoralized that your first attempt didn't result in a goal or an amazing chance. You never know when a play will break into a grade A scoring chance. It is the same idea why players shoot the puck even when they aren't 100% sure they'll score. You need to take that shot to have a chance at scoring because your mind is not a perfect calculator knowing that the puck will go in or that deke will work before you actually attempt it. This is why there are so many coaches who mess up your confidence. You try something creative and it doesn't work out, and the coaches will yell at you. That would be like if you got yelled at after shooting and not scoring. If every player got yelled at and possibly benched when they shot the puck and didn't score, every player would be a lot more cautious to actually take a shot. When you're playing for a team or coach like this, you need to learn specific cues and triggers for when to be creative. If you can make the clean, simple play in most dangerous situations, coach will let you experiment with creativity in those less dangerous situations. You do always want to try to be creative and offensively deceptive, but there are some situations where a simple play earns you a longer leash that you can build upon with your coach. If you're seeing these plays from Hudson that you want to make and you feel like you have the skill, but you're not really realizing when and where to use them because of your mindset, hockey IQ, or confidence, I actually put together a free resource that will help with exactly that. It's called the Lane Hutson Mindset Blueprint. It has 15 steps to make you a more dangerous offensive player. It's all the stuff coaches don't teach you, the reads, the delays, the deception tactics that let Hudson be creative without being super risky. I'll show you exactly how to unlock these same instincts in your own game so you can start standing out, producing more, and getting noticed for the right reasons. Just click the link in the description to grab it for free. This is something I wish I had and was given to me when I was a young player and trying to figure it all out on my own. Now, maybe you are confused about your game. Maybe you aren't sure what you need to do to get better. Look at how the defenders react to Lane Hutson here before the pass to Laine. The defensemen are basically like reflections of what your actions are saying. If you are ever confused as to why your chances aren't as good as you want, you must take ownership of your career and your actions, because from my experience, head coaches aren't super focused on individuals on their team. They are more focused on the team and the systems, so they'll usually swap you out of opportunities and ice time if you aren't performing, and when you ask what you need to get better, they'll usually just give you some general advice that isn't super specific to your situation. If you look at the rosters of NHL teams, you'll see defensemen with great elite prospects and tons of points in juniors or college. A lot of players would have Lane Hutson level of production if it was solely based on skill, but hockey has a huge mental component to success. To step down the boards on the power play, take the shot instead of passing it as a young player, takes both confidence and also the decision making to know when exactly it is a good situation to do this. You likely have the physical ability to pull coverage over and be an assist machine, but either it's your confidence or decision making that's holding you back. I used to think every player at higher levels than me, either in juniors or college, was just stronger and faster, so I put in so much of my hopes and dreams into working out. I don't regret that effort because it helped me get a lot better, but it wasn't the ultimate key for my game and most players that I talk to. Lane Hutson is going to generate hundreds of assists in his career by passing it to great shooters like Laine, Caulfield, and Suzuki. He did 8 to 9 out of 10 of them into quality chances, where the average player is still converting chances, but maybe it's 5 to 6 out of 10. Most players can make those plays. It's about efficiency. You need the high level of efficiency with your choices and deception so that you can be consistent. Off of breakouts in the neutral zone or power play, when Lane Hutson has the puck, he almost always makes a good play. Coaches only bench you for your mistakes that have low upside and high risk, but they aren't very good at teaching you that judgment skill, so you're only really guessing when it comes to what to do. Lane Hutson makes this move, turns this Red Wings player into a fruit smoothie, and then pulls this second forechecker all the way down before an easy zone exit to his teammate. Now, I don't see anything risky about this specific play. Any skill used in the wrong situation is bad, but this is a massive positive that could possibly lead to an offensive chance down the line. Dodging forecheckers like this in the corner is the same skill Lane Hutson is using when he has an open ice off the rush. There's an extreme element of reacting. Sometimes there is an element of reacting to defenders, but only when you are in control. Hutson dodges this Bruins player once he sets his feet. Here, Hudson keeps skating because he knows he has the physical edge. Offense shouldn't be this really long, big plan where you scan every single thing on the ice. You can only take it one single one-on-one at a time. If you beat one, you'll see the next one and repeat the same mental process you just used. This is how you go end-to-end past multiple defenders. You simply repeat the process and the read to the closest defender first, then you worry about what comes next. You can see this mindset going on in Hudson's actions down the ice. If you're a serious player and you feel stuck in your game, like you're working hard but you're not actually seeing your game improve, I want to help you. I've opened up a few spots to apply to work with me this month for players who want to break out of the play it safe system and start developing real offensive instincts, the kind that get you noticed and help you actually get production. If this sounds like you, click the link below, book a free call, and we'll break down exactly where your confidence reads and habits are holding you back and what to do next. Spots go quickly, so please grab one if you are serious right now.